What is going on, guys? I hope you're doing well. If something feels very different, it's because I'm sitting in front of my desk and not at my desk. For the past year, I've literally been sitting at my desk doing all my videos, so it feels strange. I don't know where to put my hands, but I'll just use them a lot like I always do. And today I kind of want to give you guys some simple, quick tips that I think will really change your career, change the films you're making. And see, I think there's two ways to approach filmmaking. There's the aimless filmmaking, which is what I think a lot of people are doing, unfortunately, is that they have all this knowledge of camera gear that they've learned off YouTube and all the latest LUTs, teal and orange. And then they buy a camera, they go out and they just shoot a bunch of random footage, beautiful images. They'll follow someone and then they take all that into the edit and they just hope that they have a film. They hope something works together and that they can create something award-winning or compelling. And this rarely works out. And what's really frustrating for me is that this is what's being taught online right now is, hey, this is the best technique, go buy this drone, go do this. But it doesn't help people take their career forward. There's another approach that all the best filmmakers in the world are doing, the people who are getting onto Netflix and winning awards, and this is assertive filmmaking. And what I'm gonna be talking about today is assertive documentary. When I kind of learned this approach, it changed everything for me. It's what really skyrocketed my career, and that's why I started this YouTube channel. Is when I discovered it, I was like, man, why have I not been taking this approach for all these years? And so I started this channel to be talking about this because the team I'm with, we've always taken the assertive documentary approach, and it's why we've been able to shoot numerous feature-length documentaries. It's why our films have become award-winning, because this approach is so simple and it clarifies all the steps along the way. So that's what I want to talk about today, because when I took the assertive documentary approach, completely changed my career. So the number one tip for assertive documentary filmmaking is that you need to find a character who wants something. If you don't have a character who wants something, who's trying to achieve something, you don't have a film, or you don't really have a character. You need to find someone who's pursuing something and then determine if you can follow along with that person. The number two thing would be that you need to find a theme for your film. What is it that you'd like the audience to learn? What is it that you're trying to express in your film? I call the theme the heartbeat of the film, because this is the blood. This is what's part of every scene in your film. What are you trying to convey? What message are you trying to send with this film? If you haven't determined these two things, if you don't have a character or characters who want something, if you don't have a theme for your film, you're gonna be making a very bland piece of content, and people won't recognize it or recognize you as a filmmaker, and your film won't be as strong as it could be. The next approach for assertive documentary is that we hear a human voice in the very beginning of the film. What I see with aimless filmmaking is people shoot these videos, and for the first few minutes of even like a 4-minute film, we don't hear anyone talking. There's like just beautiful images and music, and we don't know what we're actually watching. What's happening? This is just nice content, and that's cool for Instagram, but if you're trying to make a film, we need to hear a human voice early on.
You know, even despite everything that we went through, if anyone asked me, would you move? Would you leave? No, definitely not. This is home.
Now, this is a principle. It's not necessarily a rule. There's films like Baraka, which you don't hear any human voices for a very long time. But why human voice is important is people listen up, and a human can convey a message. It can convey emotion. It can convey a desire, and this is gonna draw people into your film. You wanna get a human voice early on, someone talking about the theme or about what your character wants, really early on in your film. See, this is assertive documentary. It pushes you to take these steps in your film, in your approach as a filmmaker, and they're ways to draw on your audience and create the strongest film possible. Where aimless filmmaking is more concerned about the latest LUTs or filters, or it's hoping that they have beautiful images and beautiful sequences, but it's not concerned about the core values of the film. And if you know these core values, you're gonna be able to add all those beautiful images and have an incredible film. The fourth tip for assertive documentary filmmaking is that there is always a rise in tension in your film. That's that the film is increasing in its intensity. Not necessarily that things have to be getting a lot more intense, but the tension in your character's life and what they're trying to achieve should be increasing throughout the film so that you can have a climax, that the conflict can resolve at the end, which will make your audience want to keep watching the film. You watch this in all good documentaries, the action continues to ramp up. In a film like Grizzly Man, it keeps leading up to this idea that the main character might pass away, or we actually know that he's passed away, but you're trying to figure out, how does he actually die? What happens? And so the tension keeps increasing throughout the film.
Truly, you must never listen to this.
I know, Werner. I'm never going to.
So as you can see, this is just a couple quick things about assertive documentary filmmaking. And I actually want to talk a lot more about this in my upcoming documentary masterclass. I'm really excited to be releasing this because I really want to give you guys the tools that you can use real practically to help create the films that I know you are capable of. And I know you're capable of them because I've been watching people who are part of this channel, who are subscribers, who've been taking these steps, and it's been changing their careers. A bunch of you have reached out to me lately and told me what's happening in your careers by what you've learned on this channel. And for some of you, you've been getting into film festivals, you've been winning awards, and that's why I started all of this to begin with, which is really exciting for me. So you gotta stay locked to this channel. You're gonna wanna get onto the early bird wait list for this documentary masterclass, because we can only take a certain amount of students, because we really wanna be giving people the best attention and the best content possible. And we can only do that with a certain amount of students. So make sure to get on that early bird wait list. You're gonna wanna be a part of this documentary class. There's nothing like this out there. I've looked across the internet. There's a lot of courses out there that'll teach you the latest lighting technique, and this is cool and that's fun, but it's not gonna help you create the best film possible. Or there's classes that teach you so much theory, you never know how to actually set up your camera on set, which is what I'm gonna be talking about. Because I'm a cinematographer, I wanna give you guys the best shooting techniques, but I'm also a director, so I wanna be helping you on how to tell the best stories possible. And I wanna take all the confusion out of that. So guys, stay locked to this channel. There'll be more information. Make sure to leave a comment or shoot me a message. I'm happy to answer any of your questions. I'm so excited about this. Me and my team have been working on this documentary class for many, many months, almost a year now, and we're really excited to be releasing it because we know it's gonna change a lot of careers out there. So stay locked on this channel, hit that notification bell, and I'll see you guys on the next one.